Another day, another person that worked on The Last Jedi criticising fans of Star Wars for not liking their film. Today, it is Star Wars' Daily Ridley as she hits back at vicious fans over The Last Jedi criticisms. Daisy Ridley has admitted she feels certain areas of the Star Wars fan community were too vicious with their critiques of the most recent film, Star Wars The Last Jedi. Well, people are actually allowed to critique that film if they want to. They're not obligated to like it as much as you wish they were. Released in 2017, the 8th installment in the Star Wars saga was met with mixed reception online, with some, actually no, it was actually quite a lot, unimpressed with certain story decisions made by the film's writers. Speaking about this backlash, which most of it is justified, from what I've seen a majority of it is justified, Daisy said, "It's great that people are expressive of their views, but this is people's jobs. People worked really, really hard on that thing. Yeah, as I said before, people are not obligated to like what you may have worked on regardless of how hard you worked on it. We're allowed to have negative opinions of your film if it is not a good film, which many people think The Last Jedi is a bad film. How hard you may have worked on it is completely irrelevant. If the film isn't good, it's not good. And trying to guilt trip people is not going to work in the slightest, especially with me. I think there's a way of having a discussion that isn't so vicious. What is so vicious about people saying they didn't like The Last Jedi? Can somebody please tell me? Referring to how certain fans have developed a god complex by having their views agreed with on social media, Daisy added. Kind of similar to how much of the mainstream media agrees with whatever comes out of your mouth, Daisy. If you've got however many followers and you write something that you think is like so deep and 100 people like it, it's constant reinforcement. Again, celebrities have that same view. Many celebrities have that same view. They think because 1,000 people retweet one of their tweets that opinion is solid. One particularly alarming criticism held by a small percentage of fans was the prominence the film's female characters had in The Last Jedi. I don't think it was to do with the fact that the characters were female, it was more the fact that the characters are boring, poorly developed, and we don't care about them. But they would have you, or not want you thinking that. They want you to think that everyone hates them for being female, which is simply not true. Which unfortunately ended in actress Kelly Marie Tran being driven off social media after receiving a torrent of online abuse. I personally haven't seen any actual personal abuse towards Kelly Marie Tran. I haven't really seen any abusive tweets whatsoever to the actress or posts on Facebook or Instagram or anything. Ultimately, I feel more of the criticism went towards her character rather than her as a person. I've seen criticism towards the character because it's not a really very well developed character, but again, the media are trying to spin it and act like, oh, they're just attacking her because she's an Asian actress in Star Wars. The final installment of the Star Wars franchise, The Rise of Skywalker, will be released in cinemas this December, and I know damn well I won't be spending my money to go see it. I made that mistake back in 2017, I won't be repeating it. Ultimately, I do find it very interesting to see how many people that have worked on Star Wars, various people, writers, the director Rian Johnson, some of the actors and actresses as well, coming out attacking people for not liking this film. I've never seen it so rampant like I have with The Last Jedi. Though it is, prominent in other film franchises as well, I've not seen it as common, let's say, as it has been in The Last Jedi. People attacking, or people that worked on the film, attacking Star Wars fans for not liking The Last Jedi, even if they do have valid criticism towards that film. You have examples like how Rian Johnson attacked, fans on Twitter, calling them man babies because, they didn't like the film. And then you have the mainstream media that, prop them up as stunning and brave for standing up to those evil, misogynist Star Wars fans. And ultimately, they're trying to paint a picture that anyone that doesn't like The Last Jedi is a bad person. Anyone that doesn't like the road that Star Wars is going down is just a far-right Trump supporter or a Nazi or whatever other names they want to call us this week. Regardless of the fact of whether they actually have legitimate criticism of the film or not. And that's ultimately the main concern that at least I have with it. Is this going to be the road we go down in the future whenever, a film director or whatever makes a bad film? All they have to do is just come out and say, anyone that doesn't like my film is just, they're just bigots, they're just terrible people, they're misogynists, or whatever else they want to call us this week. I feel with how, many of the people have responded that worked on The Last Jedi, have responded to fans that didn't like The Last Jedi. It's becoming kind of normal in Hollywood these days to attack anyone that, attacks any kind of film. And it's going to just become more and more common with how, many people have responded to how people that worked on The Last Jedi, actors and so on, have been propped up by the mainstream media and so on. But overall, people, be sure to let us know what you think about this drama down below. What are your opinions on the idea of directors and actresses and other celebrities attacking fans if they happen to say something they disagree with? What are your opinions on this upcoming Rise of Skywalker film? Be sure to let us know down below, alright? Okay, people, this has been Lord Flashheart. I do hope you enjoyed this video and this, you can say, little rant right here. Be sure to rate, comment, favourite, share and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Cheerio!